Hello everyone, and welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 349. Hope you're all well. Hope you found ways around YouTube's insistence that you do not use an ad blocker. Hope that's not causing any problems, like a hypothetical I proposed on Twitter earlier today where some person is like, oh no, someone has stopped breathing, and I've forgotten my CPR training, or I never got any in the first place. I know. I'll open up my kid's laptop and look at a quick CPR tutorial video on YouTube. And then they get the, you can't watch the video because you've got an ad blocker. And the person's staring at it going, I don't know what that means. Oh, shoot. Hope I'm able to figure this out before this person dies. Certainly hope nothing like that happens. Lindy Lee, hello. And Chaos, hello. So, as many of you may have noticed, YouTube has, for the last 2 weeks, I think now, been doing its gosh darndest to get people to stop using ad blockers. And I think that probably the best way to get people to stop using ad blockers is to make sure that the ads they serve don't literally ruin the experience that everyone is here for. I myself do block ads. Why do I do that? You might ask, knowing how old I am. I'm in my 40s, which means when I was growing up, when I watched television, every show, every sitcom, every cartoon, every news program, every documentary, all of them had commercials. Every single show you would watch on television would stop every 8 to 12 minutes to run ads. So you say, well, Andrew, you grew up with that. Aren't you used to that? Sure. But there is a bit of a difference. You see, television, when I grew up, was designed specifically around ad breaks. It was specifically structured in a way to accommodate ad breaks. For example, if you watch some of these shows on like DVD or Blu-ray collections or whatever, and they don't have commercials, obviously, they're paced really weird. Something doesn't feel right. It's because they were built to pause between Acts 1 and 2 and Acts 2 and 3, depending on the length of the program. So a lot of shows would build in cliffhangers or organize their structure into as many acts as they needed to go between or around to encapsulate the ad breaks. So, while no one liked the ads, no one was like, oh, goody ads, TV is better for it. It wasn't as big a deal as ad breaks that you might find on streaming platforms or on YouTube. And it's because most media today, not all, but most media today is not built to stop and do an ad break. Some is. I've seen some of the longer form video essay type content on YouTube, which, the stuff that's half an hour or more, those will oftentimes build in ad breaks, build in specific points to insert an ad break. Most of them do not, however. You'll just be watching and suddenly the show will stop and you'll do an ad. And sometimes it's jarring and it interrupts the flow, but it's like, But there are some types of videos that just really does not work for. For example, like a 90-second skit. Someone's doing something goofy for just a quick minute and a half video, and an ad interrupts the middle of the video. Well, okay, you've just ruined the whole thing. Or even worse, what if you're watching music, like a music video or something? Don't want an ad served up in the middle of that damn thing. But there's another problem that pops up with the way ads are served these days. Cafe Fox, did you exorcise the little demon that intruded your home? Oh, that little house centipede? Yeah, it was evicted. Scooped him up in a glass and chucked him outside. Or a press conference, yeah. Another problem is if you're watching Hulu or some other streaming service with ads, or YouTube, you will see the same damn ads over and over and over. I don't know if it's a failure of some type of targeting system, like targeted ads, like they really, really think I'm interested in seeing commercials for this particular car. Or if they've only got like 6 different commercials. I really don't know what's going on. But I've seen ad breaks where you see the same advertisement more than once in the same ad break. Not over the course of the entire show in different ad breaks. I mean, in the same ad break. That's... Ad breaks already not ideal. This makes it even worse. So, back in the day, back when I was growing up, you'd watch TV, it would be exceedingly rare to see a commercial repeat in the same, say, 2 hours of television. You could watch your Saturday morning cartoons and probably not repeat a commercial. There was a humongous variety of ads. So, yeah, ads got worse, their presentation got worse. It breaks the experience. Here's another thing. Something that's more common today on some things is like little overlays, little animated overlays. I'll say, coming up next, it's like with maybe a little animated character popping up and going, that, they didn't used to do crap like that. At least not to the same extent. You might see something like that sometimes, but oh heavens. Also, like, the video you're watching doesn't like shift and move. One issue I have with ads, and this is usually more of a website problem, is some websites, the way they serve their ads literally breaks the page and makes it unreadable. Like, I'm trying to read an article and the whole page keeps shifting up and down because the ads are loaded in and out at different sizes, so the text keeps shifting, and I literally cannot consume the content on this site because of the ads. So those are the... Oh, there's also ads like many of you, I'm sure, have enjoyed a comic book or two. And in the course of your reading a comic book, you probably found, at the front and at the back of the book, maybe sometimes on a center page between chapters, an ad for a different comic book or something. And fine, right? So, but imagine if that stuff started bleeding all over the actual comic you were trying to read. Like, someone kept snatching the book away from you to tell you about stuff before handing it back. And they kept telling you about the same thing. So, that's one of the reasons I personally use an ad blocker. I wish I could find one that worked really well and defaulted to whitelisting. All the ones I'm familiar with that work really well default to, they just blacklist everything, and it's up to you to whitelist any sites you're happy with whitelisting. And I try to remember to at least turn off the ads for the sites I frequent to see if their ad serving is, I can get around it. Because I don't mind ads to a point. They can actually they can be decorative. Oh, that's the point I was going to with the comic book ads. They don't make noise and they're not animated. That's an advertising faux pas on websites. When they, flashing lights or obnoxious animations, or when they start playing sound and you don't know where the hell on the web page it's coming from. Even you can, depending on your browser, you can easily identify the tab sound is coming from, but who knows where the hell that ad is. There ought to be rules about how ads are served. So, yeah, I block ads because they make the experience really, really bad by like orders of magnitudes worse, right? But as I was saying, there are ways to serve ads intelligently, right? There are ways to put ads on websites that feel correct. I've seen, video game entertainment websites broadly are not terrible at this. Take IGN. I haven't visited IGN in a while, but IGN has often been pretty good about the way they do their advertising on their site. They do an ad buy from, Naughty Dog, and then they get Last of Us wallpaper and banners and stuff all over their site. But it's integrated into their site in a way that feels natural, can also be attractive, is probably at least adjacent to the interests of the people actually reading the site, and doesn't interrupt whatever they're trying to read or watch. That's the problem. So YouTube is spending a lot of effort trying to get us to turn off ad blockers when really all it has to do is stop literally breaking the experience with ads. Ads aren't actually the problem. It's the execution of them. It's how they're being delivered that's the problem. Like when piracy was a big topic of conversation back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, many people opined it's a service problem. People are always going to steal stuff, yeah, but if the people who owned the stuff that's being pirated would stop making buying and enjoying their content an obnoxious nightmare, most people, again, not everyone, most people would happily buy your stuff. The reason a lot of people, and this is old news, but the reason a lot of people pirate some of the stuff that they do is to get around DRM and spyware and always online stuff and weird pop-ups that happen at the front of every movie or video game or book you're trying to read. It's like, don't pirate this thing. It's like, I literally bought the thing. You don't need to tell me this. The only people who don't have to worry about those FBI piracy is a crime splash screens are people who pirate stuff. The people who legitimately bought it, they have to suffer through all this crap. That's the problem. It's a service problem. Fix the service, and you will still have some people who pirate. You will still have some people who block ads, but you will have a lot more people who will just put up with the ads and whatever else you have there. Ads are necessary for various, for websites and things that we're trying to do. Hell, game politics isn't around anymore because we didn't have enough money to continue. And we couldn't get enough ads to make enough money to keep the site going. That's why we closed in like 2015, 2016, whenever it was. It's, it's a sad reality. You have to make money. This stuff costs money. You have to make money somehow. Right now, advertising is one of those ways. But it doesn't help you, to make money if your ads are literally breaking the experience. Because people are here for the experience. They'll pay you money for the experience. They'll put up with ads for the experience, so long as it's a good experience. But if you break that experience, well, then now people are going to stop paying you and or circumnavigate the ads. So, I guess, golly, YouTube, pull your head out of your butt. Isn't it embarrassing that this weird dude who sits alone in his living room has all of the answers and you can't figure this stuff out? Oh, by the way, YouTube, I figured out a bunch of different ways to get around your anti-ad block schema. Took me like less than 5 minutes. Is it an additional 2 or 3 clicks? Yeah. But you know what? Those additional 2 or 3 clicks are a lot less annoying and interruptive to the experience than your ads. So, nanny goats on you. Lindy says I can't stand ads for the same reason. Yeah. Let's see. Chaos says, never seen ads in a music video, but I have seen music videos as ads. Yeah, usually, you know, a music video will... I don't know if I've ever seen that either, but it was just on the top of my... It was just something off the top of my head as a type of experience that you definitely would not want to interrupt with an ad in the middle of. Ads at the beginning, ads at the end, sure. You know, a lot of music videos will... The last 30 seconds will be like, hey guys, thanks for watching our music. We have a Patreon and we're selling CDs and thanks for your support and golly gosh, right? So, you know, that's fine. Absolutely. Matthew, it's what people pay on the back end by geolocation, interest, and demographics. Yeah. I mean, one thing we do have to remember is that we... the people who watch videos on YouTube and such, we're not YouTube's customers. We're its product. Right? It's why they're not helpful at all when you try and reach out for help with some issue. If they ever respond at all. Chicago, hello. Matthew, I wouldn't mind paying for YouTube Premium if there was a version that just removed ads. I don't need YouTube Music. Yeah. Imagine if YouTube Premium did actual useful stuff, like, you know, it removes all ads and it gives you more control to curate your experience on YouTube. Like, maybe, you know, something I've always said, how come you can't, when you subscribe to a channel, how come you can't granularly manage what you see or what you're notified of? It's like, you know, someone subscribes to my channel but just isn't interested in movie mandates, for example. They can just unclick that playlist and not have to worry about being notified for it. Maybe that could be an exclusive perk to YouTube Premium or whatever. So... but yeah, so probably the easiest way to get around YouTube's ad block right now is just click on whatever video you want to watch, click share, click embed, and watch it there. You can full screen it from there if you want. If you have a website or you want to just create a quick little JavaScript page, just grab embed code, just build one page that you can embed a video on. You know, just right click, copy the thing, paste the link in, and you can just watch it on your one little web page. That's one of the easiest things to do. You can open it in incognito mode. That has worked. That's been kind of iffy recently. They might have fixed that. What else did I find? I had another workaround. I don't remember what it is. Or just wait a week or so and whatever ad blocker you use will probably figure out a way to get around it. So, Let's see. It's too late. Circa 2015, half the internet was already 50%. Plus, it's likely way worse now. Cafe Fox says, I agree, but I've been very happy with premium anyway. Ads have been serious buzzkill for too long. Yeah, it's honestly, I think it's the ads and the way they're served is the biggest problem. You know, understand what experience people are going for and try not to destroy that experience. You know, if possible, try and supplement that experience. Now that's difficult with ads, but hey, maybe it can be done. Chaos says, discovered a few good songs from videos that were ads. Oh, that's good. I've actually, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw me just out of nowhere do a quick couple tweet review of a song from a band called Broken Peach. Who's been a band that's been together for several years now. I'd never heard of them until one of their videos just landed in my recommends. I went, okay. They're a band who they do their own original stuff, but they are definitely using they do covers in order to attract attention. Understandably so. I mean, it's like Weird Al Yankovic. A lot of people are like, oh, Weird Al, he does parodies. It's like, well, yeah, about half of his stuff are parodies, but the other half of his stuff is actually original. I mean, they're almost always a style pastiche of some sort or another, but half of Weird Al's music is original. You know, even though the most popular stuff is the parody stuff. But yeah, interesting band. I've enjoyed. They have a really nice knack, ability to compose medleys, which is, for those who don't know, it's taking two or more songs and joining them together in one song. Not from an arranging perspective, not easy to do, and they have a really nice knack at it. So, Matthew says, I mean, what I say, YouTube isn't assigning ads, it's what people pay to... I really hate this goddamn heart thing. Where's my mouse? I really hate this goddamn heart thing. This is another thing that, you know, YouTube does. They're like, oh, let's add this thing here. Great. Yeah, it's overlaying the actual text. It's hard to read stuff because it literally overlays stuff. How do you not catch stuff like that? YouTube isn't assigning ads. What people pay targeted area demo interest ads are by algorithm. Yeah, YouTube's algorithms suck. It's constantly like, I don't know how I can possibly be any more explicit to YouTube, and I've reached out to them multiple times over the years to tell them I am not interested in bigotry, abuse, or harmful disinformation. You shouldn't platform it anyway. Please stop recommending it to me. Whenever you do, I block the entire channel, and yet its algorithm just can't seem to pick up that pattern. I'm sure they caught it, says Chaos. They just don't care. I mean, there's enough space over here. You could literally just put it down. I mean, there's the... Can we see that? Yeah, you can see the little bits down here. You know, I just opened up the little emoji window down here. How do I unopen that? There we go. You could have just put it down there, but, you know, a little quick menu, that's fine. Move it over to the right, like 10 pixels. Just... the system I work on, we have a bunch of drop-down menus across the top of the screen. And on a lot of the individual screens, there's like a save and refresh button, sometimes approve and reject, and a bunch of buttons at the top of the page to do something to that page. There's only like 5 pixels between the top of the button and the activity radius around the drop down menus. Like, you don't have to put the cursor right on the drop down menu, you just have to get like within 5 pixels of it for the menu to open up. So I tell you, every damn time I try to hit save, I end up opening up like the administration drop down right above it because I just moved my mouse too high. So, but that's such a low price because it's an internal thing. We don't have customers, it's just us who use it. So that's so incredibly low priority that it's probably never going to be adjusted. Oh well. Then again, says Matthew, YouTube's very slow to add obvious stuff. Like, it was only a year or two ago they added channel membership and the ability to make videos members only. Yeah. And instead of working on their own product, they do keep trying to, like, see a popular thing that, like, TikTok does, and they're like, oh, that's making lots of money, let's do that. And it's like, okay, that's a thought, but ask yourself this question. Are you TikTok? Would that be an appropriate use of YouTube's time? Is that what people on YouTube want? I don't know. I mean, I know the answer for me is absolutely not. I hate shorts. If I could block shorts, I'd just block it because I can't stand them. I particularly hate the way everything's formatted with them. How you can't tell. I just hate it. Maybe if it was done differently, I'd like it. I don't know. Let's see. Cafe Fox. The YouTube algorithm took down a video of a guy I follow on Twitter. It was a Team Fortress playthrough marked as criminal and terrorist acts. Jesus. Yeah, for the last almost a year, YouTube has about half the, the outro music I've been using in my videos for over a decade. That's a public domain song called Albino. It was written by Brian Boyko. I got it from a public domain site. Been using it for over a decade. Half of the time, so 15 times now in the last 11 months, YouTube has misidentified that piece of music as Celtic Jazz Fusion by Bobby Cole. I've reached out to YouTube numerous times to inform them that your content ID system is broken and keeps misidentifying the song I'm using. And it only does it it doesn't do it every time, it does it half the time. So even if I was using Brian Boyko's Celtic Jazz Fusion, it's still broken because it misses it half the time. But they don't care. They're just like, just appeal it, and, maybe the third party will, drop it. They don't care. Again, I'm not YouTube's customer. I'm its product. So. Lindy says, I can't stand shorts / reels. Hate it all. Yeah, I'm with you there. I do not want. Matthew, TikTok doesn't make much money, at least for content makers. In fact, most big TikTokers make money via YouTube by bringing their stuff over. Yeah, I don't like TikTok. One, I don't like the format. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe my attention span is just a bit too long. But I've always hated vertical video, and most people shoot just stuff with their phones vertically. I really don't like that. Most of them do some type of, I'm guessing, automated subtitling, which is timed in a really weird way that's distracting. I appreciate subtitles, don't get me wrong. Some people need subtitles, but, I actually, when I do scripted videos, I time the subtitles, I upload my script, and I time the subtitles as best I can. I mean, I'm not perfect at it, but I try and at least make it work correctly. Chaos, not a fan of shorts either, with the exception so far of Static X using them to promote their new album. Okay. Yeah, I'm not into TikTok. Also, the way TikTok works is it's even more... it fosters very lazy content creation, and it's even worse at that than YouTube is. YouTube's got a severe problem of well, aside from, bigotry and abuse and harmful disinformation, it's got a bunch of really low effort crap from. There are a bunch of people on YouTube who, at least a portion of their content is reaction videos, which is fine. I do them myself. But their reaction videos are literally like their face in a little. Let me go down here. In a little corner. And they're just like watching someone else's work, which is like full screened. Like, you'll know, for example, I have on Tuesday, Halloween, I'll be doing a reaction video to Hard Rock Hallelujah, the Lordy Eurovision thing. It's not a full screen of the Eurovision performance and my head shoved in a corner just going, no, that's lazy. And I mean, one, that to me that's copyright infringing. That's essentially just reposting someone else's video and watermarking it with your face. I mean, that's just shitty. Don't do that. No, what you'll see in the video is this corner of the screen is where the performance is, and I'm constantly stopping the performance and talking about it and talking over it and hopefully saying interesting thing. I'm using my knowledge and experience as a musician to comment on the performance and what I think about it. It's not just, you're not watching me watch TV. You're gleaning my expertise such that it is on a particular piece of art. But other people just, a good chunk of their content is just watching other people's work, and that's uncool, says I. TikTok's even worse. It's just people reacting to people, and just people overlaying themselves over someone else's video going, just pointing at shit. It's like, wow, God, it's so stupid. I hate it so much. That said, there's some very cool short-form content on TikTok. There's some very nifty stuff. Short dance routines, or people, here's a picture of me waking up my cat and it makes a funny noise, or a video of me waking up my cat and it goes, that's fine. It's a 10-second thing. It's probably not something you want to upload to YouTube for 10 seconds. I get it. It has its place. It has its uses, but it also encourages just some garbage and really lazy crap. Chicago says, all the crap that blocks the video on TikTok really frustrates me. Oh yeah, it's a lot of people are just really bad at screening, and I don't really want to see your face. But at least that video on Facebook I was making fun of last week, it was at least split screened. Like, the original video was on the top half, and the dude doing the that crap was dedicated to the lower half. He wasn't like screened on top of the footage going, the shit. Yeah, it's possible I might just be old. So anyway, I hope YouTube's ad blocky thing doesn't get in the way of you or anyone else enjoying next week's charity stream. Because, oh yes, next week is the Extra Life Charity Marathon 24-hour event thingy to raise money for Rady Children's Hospital. Are you excited? I hope you are, because I'm exhausted already. It's what I've been doing most of today, is I staged and shot the next two promo videos for this week, which will be out on Tuesday and Friday, I think. Tuesday is going to be the one talking about the spicy food challenge. Actually, you can see the box of spicy food behind me. Almost 2/3 of the spicy food snacks I have were graciously donated by Riku Palandena, who name you might recognize. Lindy, you might recognize that name. You drew the Riku in Lederhosen eating a pretzel for a couple of years ago. Chicago, what time does this charity event start next weekend? It starts at noon Pacific Standard Time, Saturday, November 4th. And, oh yeah, I revealed the main game we're playing. I know you've all been wondering about it. And it's The Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails. I'm actually really pleased that no one was pissed off at me for doing the bait and switch. Riku for Riku, yeah. I was genuinely wondering, because I've been doing that. I wonder what I'm going to be playing, and yeah, the Trails spin-off. I'm glad no one was like, you schmuck, you jerk, you bad form, Eisen, bad form. If anyone is put out that I led everyone to believe that we were playing Super Mario Wonder as the main game, I'm sorry. We will be playing Super Mario Wonder. Super Metal Dave will be here. So will my sister, and so we'll play some Super Mario Wonder co-op. So we will be playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It's just not the main game. Nayuta, as many of you know, I've been playing through the Trails games on my Sunday stream and having a blast. A wonderful RPG series. This is the spin-off game. It doesn't take place... I don't even know if it takes place in Zamoria. So I don't think it's a side story. I think it's like literally a spin-off. So I figured the charity event would be a great place to play this. Just started Mario Wonder, says Kay. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason I can't play this right now, but I'm saving it for the charity. I could play this. I know Dave's already played this, but I'm saving it for the event. Let's see. Just started Mario Wonder. It's a very weird game in a good way. Cool. Lindy Lee. I hate deception and I despise liars. I need to find a plant to kick. Chicago. I heard Charles Martinet was really looking forward to Mario Wonder for the charity event. Oh, good. Now I feel even worse. As many of you know, I got a new job last year, which has finally put my salary ahead of my cost of living. So I have some money to play with, and I'm going to do a pledge thing. So for every ellipsis in this game's localized script, I will donate 5 cents. Now that doesn't sound like much, because it's not. But this is a Trails game, and these things are chock full of ellipses. So, I don't want to end up, spending $2,500 or something like that. Because I have some money, but I don't have all the money. To be clear, it's going to be the ellipses found in the unvoiced character dialogue. So if we're watching, stuff that I read out loud, I'll be reading all the character dialogue. Anytime we hit an ellipsis, that'll I bought, that's what I bought this for. I have a little tally counter here to help keep track. So any of the voiced cutscenes, that's not going to count. I talk to characters until they stop talking, so if we re-talk to a character, it's the same bit of dialogue, that's not going to count. But 5 cents per ellipsis. However, the more money we raise, the more expensive those ellipses get. So for every $100 we raise, it's going to cost me another nickel per ellipsis. So if we raise $100, that's 10 cents per ellipsis. $200, 15 cents per ellipsis. We've currently raised, I think, 300 and something. Let me look real quick. 311. So it's currently 20 cents per ellipsis. So that ought to... This is probably going to go about as well as all the spicy food. As Chicago says, we could get drunk if we drink alcohol every time you read out the... Yeah, don't do it, don't do it. Take a shot every time there's an ellipsis. Don't do that. You will definitely die. So that's the main game. Legend of Nayuta. This is a action RPG rather than turn-based. So I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a little fairy sitting on this girl's head. Can you see her there? Let's see if I can. Yeah, see a little fairy sitting on her head, and her butt is absolutely devouring her dress. Like she's not going to have anything left to wear once her butt's done chewing on her outfit. So that's Nayuta. We will, of course, be doing... I mentioned Super Metal Dave will be here. Sister will be here. We'll be playing Mario Wonder. We will, of course, be playing some Super Mario Maker 2. A little different this year. Brian Gillis has curated some pleasant and some painful levels. And your donations will vote for which type of level I play when we get around to playing levels. So we'll do 5 rounds. So we'll start, 5. So every 5 hours or so throughout the night, we'll take a break to play some Super Mario Maker 2. If you donate an amount, that's an even number. So $20, $50, $100. You're voting for a pleasant level. If you vote an amount that's an odd number, $21, $75, $101, you're voting for a painful level. You know those damn troll levels with all the invisible blocks? So, when it's time to play a level, I'll total up all of the even donations and all of the odd donations, and whichever total is larger, that's what type of level we'll play at the time. And if we hit our $3,000 goal, whatever levels I don't play during the marathon, I'll play during a later Sunday stream. Now, currently, I believe, let me check. Where's my extra life? There we go. Put that over there. I can go to the donors page and we can switch the view again. There we go. See pleasant and painful up here towards the top. $110 for pleasant, $201 for painful. So painful is in the lead currently. So for round 1, so it resets after each round. So say I was going to start a level right now, I'd play the level and then the count would reset, and only new donations would count towards votes for the next round of Super Mario Maker 2. So that's how that works. Let's get rid of that. Make sure you have someone co-host if you have spicy food that needs to get evacuated. Yeah, well, my sister will be here. And I have some antacids, and I have some milk. So, yeah, because one of them, I actually recorded the video. This one's pretty scary. This box here apparently only has 2 chips in it. Because they're expecting you to die, I guess. Yeah. Serving size, 1 chip. 2 servings per container. Warning, these chips are extremely hot, so do not consume more than 1. Don't eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods. This may be a really bad idea for me. Allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin. How is that pronounced? I don't remember how that's pronounced. Or have any medical conditions or are pregnant. Avoid touching your skin, eyes, or other sensitive areas after touching the chip. I'm probably going to have to wear latex gloves. If you have any issues after eating, seek medical help. Keep away from children and pets. Yeah. Yeah. If I die, Riku, this is on you. So... I am actually excited to try some of this stuff. Not all of it, Can't say I'm not. Can't say I'm. Can't say am excited to try all of it, but yeah, some of it I'm very curious about. Yeah. Here's some neat stuff. Here's some spicy candy canes, and some spicy popcorn. Popcorn from hell. So. There's also a spicy ghost pepper soda in my fridge. Got some kimchi. There's curry in there. Spicy ramen. Variety of chips. Found some spicy gummy bears. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. I may spend the last 5 hours of the marathon in the bathroom, but I've got wireless controllers, so it's okay. Capsaicin. Thank you, Cafe Fox. Have an EMT on standby. There you go. What if you just have a small bite off one chip? Yeah. One thing actually I do have to keep in mind is, let's say the... oh, this is a good one. Let's say that I try the crawdad potato chips and spicy crayfish flavor. It's just like licking a crayfish. Why would anyone do that? One thing I have to remember is when I'm trying the spicy foods, if I find one that I like, oh man, that's really good, don't eat all of it, because I've got... This is like 9 pounds of stuff here, so... You know... As good as the spicy peanuts are, you know, try not to eat the entire bag. Oh, here's another fun one. Flamin' Hot Funyuns. Now, I've been aware of Funyuns, but I'll be honest, embarrassing as it is, it honestly was not until I bought this bag at 7-Eleven a couple of nights ago that I realized Funyun is a portmanteau of fun and onion. Fun onions. Funyuns. I just got that. How very sad. So... makes you wonder how much other obvious stuff I've just somehow missed my entire life. Chaos says, with all the spicy stuff, you're going to have yourself... Is that have? I can't tell because it's behind... Hate! That's hate. You're going to hate yourself in the later hours of the stream. Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see, what else are we doing? So we've got the spicy food challenge. So every $100 we raise, I try a new spicy snack food and try not to eat the whole thing. Probably wouldn't be able to anyway, because again, I am a lightweight when it comes to spice. If we raise $3,000, I will treat my sister and I to some homemade spicy ice cream, which is actually in my fridge right now. I have to finish making it. I'm freezing a bowl right now so that I can churn it into actual ice cream. It's just a bowl of liquid right now. How do you make homemade spicy ice cream? Well, you make ice cream at home, and then you dump spice in it. For my purposes, it was a crap ton of chili powder and cayenne pepper. So, haven't taste tested it, because where's the fun in that? But, should be spicy. Maybe not edible, but it should be spicy. What else are we doing? Let's see. I just recorded the promo videos today. You'd think I'd remember all this. Okay, so, I don't have the game yet because it doesn't come out until Friday, but, for the active game, WarioWare Move It? I think it's Move It. So, there will probably be booty shaking. It's that game where you have to, strike ridiculous poses to, complete various wacky mini-games. least gets us up off our duffs. 24-hour marathons are tough to do, and I know a couple of you do try to stay up the entire marathon with me, and I appreciate that. Spicy ice cream, says Lindy. Oh dear. Yeah. Maybe I should have tasted it first. I'm sure it's fine. It's got sugar in it. How bad could it be? Okay, so if we raise $1,000, we unlock the WarioWare thing. $1,500 is the After Dark segment, where Kelly and I will play Vampire Survivors. 2,000 is, I think, Who Donut. If you remember last year, we played that tabletop investigative mystery game, which was really fun. This is another one of those. This one's a little different, though, because it's a murder mystery where you put the pieces of the puzzle together, literally, because it's a jigsaw puzzle. So I'm excited to try that out. $2,500 will go back to my sister's island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. She has a new island, so Kumquatia is no more. We get to visit, if we raise $2,500, we get to visit Not Atoll. KNOTATOLL. Not Atoll. My sister's very good at naming things. Yeah, Brian, speaking of Vampire Survivors, Brian was mentioning a similar game called Bone something Minions. Let's see if what the hell's the name of that game? Bone Razor Minions. Apparently, it's a very similar game, but it's as you can tell with the Bone Razor, it's got a bunch of dick jokes in it, so it's a little on the naughtier side, maybe a bit better for an After Dark block, but it's only on Steam it's only on PC currently, and I don't really have a great way with my setup to output it to the TV while still streaming it. Might be something I'll try to work around for next year, but Vampire Survivors. And yeah. What happened to my sister's island? Hurricane wiped it out? No, Murder on the Boardwalk, I think it was last year's game. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. This one, let's see. So, Fred Jackson Jr., the beloved owner of the Do Not Donut shop, was murdered. Homicide detective Ralph Frange was 6 questions away from figuring out who killed him until a fritter-induced tummy ache sent him to the hospital. Now he needs your help to put the pieces together and track down whoever sent the donut man to a hole in the ground. Do you have what it takes to hunt a killer? Alright, put the pieces together in a thrilling murder mystery, read the detective's handwritten notes, uncover hidden puzzle pieces. So I wonder, is there are some of this is a 1,000-piece? 1,000-piece. Are some of the puzzle pieces, hidden in the box somewhere? Inside of stuff? Like in the Murder on the Boardwalk, there was a Altoid tin with a lock on it, and you had to figure out a puzzle to figure out the code to unlock the tin. Are there going to be puzzle pieces locked inside things? I don't know. Assemble all the pieces for the full picture, eliminate suspects, catch the killer. So, yeah, excited to give this a try. So, I think that's the $2,000 goal. I think that's about it. Hope that's enough. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. What else we got? Okay, we've got 5 minutes. So, I watched a new anime called Undead Unluck. And I've only seen the first 3 episodes because last I looked, that was all that was available. And it's a neat premise that I'm a little critical of some of the execution. The broad premise is we've got a guy who is undead, Can you guess what the other gal is? Is she unluck? Yes. Okay. So one guy can't die. Seemingly, he just regenerates from any form of damage, so you can lop his head off and he'll just grow back. He's been alive for a long, long time, and he's just looking for a way to finally die. And there's this other girl, Unluck, who she's essentially Rogue from the X-Men, except when you touch her, you don't die, and she doesn't absorb powers. You trigger her Unluck, and something very unfortunate will happen to you. Like, a meteor may just fall out of the sky and crush you. So, Undead has been looking for a way to die, so he's thinking, I should hang around her because if she generates enough bad luck, maybe something so horrifically unlucky will happen that it'll finally kill me. That's a pretty neat premise. I like that. The show is visually interesting. It's very it's an action show. It's very kinetic. It's very interesting. It's well choreographed. The action sequences are well thought out. This guy can essentially fly, but he essentially, you know how Iron Man has the little thrusters that come out the bottom of his feet so that he can hover? This guy does the same thing, only he lops off his feet at the ankle, and he can generate tissue so fast that he essentially just generates blood to spurt out the stumps at the bottom of his feet to keep him hovering in the air, which is disgusting, but kind of hilarious. He also just sheathes his sword in his back muscles because he doesn't care. Because as soon as he pulls it out, it heals anyway. So a lot going for it. There, of course, are other characters with other powers. So, like Dragon Ball or Yu Yu Hakusho or what's that new one that's everyone's really likes? I can't remember what it's called. It's got ninjas in it. Oh, well, what's the other? Naruto. Stuff like that. You're going to come across other people with other fantastic and interesting powers, and how are these two power sets going to, when they collide, what's going to happen? So, fine premise for a show. It's got it where it counts. It's got lovely, energetic, well-conceived and executed action sequences. Lindy says, what about pain? Apparently he feels pain, but he's so used to it that he just doesn't care anymore. Oh, another funny thing is, because he's constantly exploding or being disintegrated or melted, his clothes don't last long, so he's naked most of the time and just really doesn't care. And everyone's like, okay. So his pelvis is mosaicked through most of the show, which is pretty funny. I have a critique. Unluck's unluckiness is triggered, as I mentioned, like Rogue, with skin-to-skin contact. So she, like Rogue, wears long pants and long sleeves and a hat over her ears and gloves and stuff to minimize the danger that she might actually accidentally brush up against someone and cause them enough unluck that'll, squish them like a bug. So Undead's thinking, if I touch more skin, I'll get even more unluck. And hey, if, poking you in the cheek or booping you on the nose can get this amount of unluck, imagine how much unluck will happen if we, roll around in the hay and, do it. Also, the Unluck herself, whose name, she has a name, I don't remember what it is. Interestingly, Undead has a name, and he doesn't remember what it is. It's like, Her name is, I don't know, Susan or something. And she is probably, I think she's supposed to be 18. And she is drawn, as you may expect if you've ever seen anime, with a very baby face, and with the exception of her very large breasts, her proportions are that of like a 10 or 12-year-old. I'm talking about ratio of limb and torso length to each other, right? She's got the body, again, with the exception of her bust, she's got the body proportions of a prepubescent girl. She's also very short. So, while I like the concept and I like the action, a lot of it genuinely kind of comes off as an excuse to molest an underage girl. But underage girls don't have big boobs. Well, let's just drop big boobs on her. No, she's 18. I said so. She's 18. She's just very short and has the body proportions of a 12-year-old, but the rack of an adult. Also, there's a lot of undead chasing her around. We should do the sex to make the most unluck. And she's like, no, get away from me. Let me find a stick to smack you with. Those kind of shenanigans that you often see in anime when over-amorous men make unwanted advances. But you get to a point in some later episode where he's trying to keep her alive because he needs her for the unluck. It's unclear how much he actually cares about her as a person. Then again, they met 5 hours ago, so. But there comes a point where she's like, he's about to be captured, and she's like, no, we should have sex first before you're taken away, because you've saved my life so many times, and I want to at least pay you back in some way. And she's freaking out and crying, and he says, no, I would never take advantage of a desperate woman. And I feel that it's pretty clear to me, I don't know, I didn't talk to the creative team, but I'm pretty sure that the creative intent is for Undead to, like Ryo Saiba in the City Hunter series, he's a lecherous goofball, but he has integrity when it counts. I think that's what they're going for here. He's like, no, I would never force any, I would never take advantage of a woman who's desperate, right? But the way it reads, and I don't believe for a minute this is the intention, but the way it reads is, I'm only interested in you sexually when you don't want it. When you want it, just not interested. And that's not what they're going for. I'm very, very confident. I would put money down that is not the intent, but oh, good golly, if that's not how it reads. And that's unfortunate, because there's a lot about the show I genuinely like. So I'll stick with it a little while longer. Hopefully it does it for me more than, say, Chainsaw Man did. That one, boy, conceptually, I really like that show. Oh man, the show just did nothing for me. I didn't like any of the characters. Man, if only anime was catered specifically to my tastes, instead of worrying about what everyone else might want to watch. I guess I'm just gonna have to share this world with everybody else. So, that's the podcast for tonight. Tomorrow we will play some mainline Trails game. We'll play some more Trails to Azure, and got a lot of videos planned for this week. Got some promo videos. There's a movie Mandates. I've got the Eurovision reaction video. Seems to me I'm missing something. That's enough. And then, yeah, then on next Saturday is the Extra Life charity event. So, as you might expect, no Molehill Mountain podcast next Saturday and no Sunday stream on Sunday, although we will be continuing to stream the marathon up until probably noon on Sunday. I'm sure we'll raise at least $500. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you'll join me for the Sunday stream tomorrow. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you all at the charity marathon next Saturday. So, looking forward to it. Hope you are too. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.